Very good morning to you all out there. Welcome to your darling program, Masses Assembly, the voice of the people, the rural on the street, the heartbeat of the nation that refuses to be silent. There is a saying that says, when the talking drum speaks, the people must answer. Well, our drum is beating and it's calling every Nigerian from the Lagos traffic to Kaduna down to the south side of the nation, and the voice is saying, the voice is telling us to rise to speak and to be heard. Here we stripe away political grammars, break down the big issues, food prices, roads, schools, electricity, and many more, until every voice understands the power it holds, because alone we are whispers and together we are thunder. Don't forget, this morning on Masses Assembly, the lines will be open for us to argue, for us to question, for us to demand change, because when the people lead, the leaders must follow. This is Masses Assembly, and I am Bidemi Moses, your senator in the People's Right Chamber of Nigeria. So let's get to work this morning. Welcome back to Masses Assembly on GOT 104.9 FM, the People's Parliament, where the truth is dissected and the voice of the oppressed are amplified. So today, we confront a burning issue shaking our nation, the proposal by the Revenue Mobilisation, Allocation and Fiscal Commission RMAFC to increase the salary of political office holders, including the president, ministers, senator and the governors. And the topic we'll be looking at this morning is pay rise for politicians a necessity or insensitivity in a hungry nation? And there is a story to that from the Nation newspaper. And joining me this morning is Dr. Yemi Badru. Good morning, Dr. Yemi Badru.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to Masses Assembly.
Where is my sir?
All right. From a publication on Punch newspaper this morning, we have an headline that states that federal government must pay rise for political office holders. Now, a very quick rider into the story has it that the Revenue Mobilisation, Allocation and Fiscal Commission has hinted at plans to review the salaries of political office holders in Nigeria, describing the current earning as inadequate, unrealistic and outdated in the face of rising responsibilities and economic challenges. At a press briefing yesterday in Abuja, the chairman Mohammed Shehu disclosed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presently earns 1.5 million naira monthly, while ministers receive less than 1 million naira that have remained unchanged since 2008. And this morning, we want to look at the twist. Why leaders claim hardship at the top, millions of Nigerian workers are barely surviving on a 70,000 minimum wages for the states that are paying the minimum wages, and far below a living wage in today's economic of high inflation and biting food prices. The Nigeria Labour Congress also insists that political salaries are not the problem, but the hidden allowances, benefits and perks that push actual earning into hundreds of millions. Now, the 1999 Constitution, as amended in Section 32D of the third schedule, empowers the RMAFC to determine salaries of political, public and judicial officers. However, the same Constitution in Section 14, subsection 2B, reminds us that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of the government. So, the question remains, is it constitutional justice to raise politicians' pay while ordinary Nigerians languish in poverty? Dr. Yemi.
Good morning, listeners at home, and thanks for joining us again on Masses Assembly. Permit me to state that all human policies must be driven towards human welfare. And at times, there may be good intentions, but the timing may be wrong.
Okay.
Let me start by saying that the constitutional power that RMAFC have to increase or review political, judicial office holders' salaries and wages. You understand?
Yes.
Should be used judiciously and wisely. The first question is this: when they assign the current wage for the politicians and judicial officers, is it the same mayor they used for civil servants who are the masses on the other side of the law? Because they are claiming that that has been what they have been earning since 2008.
Yes.
And I can remember vividly that as of that same 2008, civil workers and civil servants in this country or other public servants are earning the wage award and the wages of not more than 30, of not lower than 30,000 naira. 30,000 was the minimum wage then, because the 70,000 we are even talking about was just recently approved, when living on 30,000 has become completely obsolete and cannot meet today's economic realities. Now, the first question on my mind is the amount earned by political office holders not enough to meet their current economic realities? The answer is it can. Now, but what the civil servants or public servants or the masses on the other side are earning cannot meet their daily needs, cannot provide them the basic life which they want to live. Most people who are collecting salary and are still wallowing in hardship. Many have had to dispose of their properties because they couldn't. I remember vividly that as of the time this government assumed office, I had 3 jeeps. My brother, I have sold the 3 of them.
Whoa.
It was just only because of the necessity that I bought one. That one that I bought, I was to travel to Abuja yesterday. Before now, whenever I'm traveling to Abuja, you see me, I will buy fuel of not less than 9,000 naira from Oshogbo or from the West. You understand? 9,000 naira will fill my tank. Then discussion continue. You understand?
Yes.
I will drive down to Abuja. Even with my Jeep, with my Murano Jeep, then maximum I spent then was 14,000 naira. I could not come with my car. I cannot drive down to Abuja yesterday with my car. I have to join a public transport because it's not reasonable and realistic for me to come with car. If I have to drive down yesterday from the west to Abuja, I would need nothing less than 140,000 naira to fuel my tank. The minimum I will spend, it will be 120,000 naira. You understand?
Yes.
Now, if I am on a salary of 200,000 naira, let's say because of my maybe position, and I on just one official trip, I've spent just 120,000 naira
from your salary.
From my salary, and that is just for the fuel toll, and that does not even talk of the fuel flow. So let's say on just one journey, I have spent my entire salary. What about my rent? What about feeding at home? What about my children's school fees? Many of us have not been able to pay our children's school fees. I've not been able to pay my children's school fees for the last time. And that is what many people are facing on the other side. And RMAFC must not forget the fact that the Constitution, Section 1 of the Constitution says that all of us shall be equal before the law. All of us, whether politician or not, shall be equal before the law. And they must not forget the fact that politicians alone cannot run this country. In fact, without the efforts of public servants, politicians cannot achieve anything. Because public officers are the life wire of every agency of government. Let the president make a law today without public officers without policemen, without security, without other security men, without public servants, nothing can be achieved. Because they are the one that will translate what the presidency or what government, what politicians have said into reality. Because it will come to them in form of memo. They are the ones that are operational. They are the ones that are making us feel the impact of government policies. So when Revenue Mobilisation and Allocation Committee, when they are thinking of increasing their pay, the first question that they should ask themselves is it right in law, or is it equitable? Is it an equity? Is it, because if one must come to equity, must come with clean hand.
And they should have to is that shouldn't the section 14 subsection 2b that talks about welfare of the people override salary review for the leaders also?
Exactly. Because that is the fact. That's the truth. That section 14 should be considered. The welfare of the people should be paramount. And I think that is the reason why the previous president, when this Revenue Mobilisation and Allocation and Fiscal Committee proposed a review, technically dodged it because their conscience could not bear it. Because I remember vividly that this same committee proposed a similar review under the reign of President Jonathan. Then they even submitted their report.
Yes.
But President Jonathan turned it down, technically, without noise or whatever. And these same people also proposed a similar review under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari. And President Muhammadu Buhari technically, turn it down because he understands the reality that people are facing hardship. And I will also urge our President Tinubu to allow wisdom and to allow his fatherly disposition, not to allow him, you understand, allow this at this particular time, because the people are wallowing in pain. And what the government should do currently now is to ease the pain that people are facing and not to add to it. Now let's on a broader note, sir. The fact is not even about what these politicians are taking home or judicial officers are taking home as salaries. What of the hidden charges? What of the hidden allowances? Let me tell you the truth, sir. An average legislator just need to sit down in the house, even whether contributing or not. Just need to sit down either at the National Assembly or at the State Assembly, you understand? At the end of the day, because he signed, because he was in that sitting, you understand?
Yes.
You don't know the number of millions he's going to take home.
That is the prayers they send to each other's account after each meeting.
Do you know the amount each of them go home with as constituency allowances? Do you know the amount they take home as furniture allowances? Do you know the amount they take home as for clothing?
Wardrobe allowance.
Do you know the amount they take home for maintenance, fixing and features?
I think that is the reason why the Nigerian Labour Congress insists that the political salaries are not the problem, but the hidden allowances, the benefits, and the perks that push actual earning into hundreds of millions.
They are not. The political salaries is not the issue. Whether they earn 1 naira, whether they earn 100, whether they earn 70,000 naira, just like everybody, that does not state that they are on the same page with every other public servants. Me as a civil servant, what are the allowances I'm taking home? Do you know how much they give them as extra code? Do you know how much they pay them for their legislative assistance?
Oh.
Do you know that even do you know that the public servants, if they are transferred, have been transferred from Lagos, from Abuja to Lagos, that I didn't receive shishi
as transfer allowance.
Up to today, I have been transferred from Osun State to Kano. I did not receive shishi. I was transferred Oyo State to Abuja some years ago. I didn't receive shishi. I've been transferred from Lagos to Kebbi State. I didn't receive a cover. And who is deceiving who? Now, the fact is this. You know, one thing is, if you go through Maslow law on motivation, if you want the best from your workforce, especially the civil servants, you have to motivate them and encourage them. The fact is this: most of these politicians are not even learned, are not even read, are not even as read as learned as a civil servants. We have professors among civil servants. We have doctors, PhD holders. We have many master's degree holders and the like, because they want to keep themselves, relevant under every administration. So they learn and relearn. Many of these politicians, they are just there just to serve for 4 years. And within that 4 years, their life is transformed. I have a brother who was just a supervisory councillor. Okay. Just a supervisory councillor for just 3 years in my local government. After that 3 years, his life is completely transformed. Up to today, he's still relevant. He's in business, businesses. He lives in his house. Meanwhile, we have people who have been working for the past 30 years, 34 years, 35 years that cannot even boast of even their own personal house.
That's serious.
The worst part of it is that these politicians that are just voted for just 4 years, at the end of their tenure, most of them are now even clamoring for pension and gratuity. Like somebody who have lived out his life, who have worked for 35 years.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Yemi. You dropped a quote at the beginning of your statement. You said sometimes there are good intentions, but the timing may be very, very wrong. All right, so welcome back. In case you are just tuning in, this is Masses Assembly on GOTS 104.9 FM, and we have Dr. Yemi Badru joining us live virtually on Masses Assembly this morning, talking about the topic: is pay rise for politicians a necessity or insensitivity in a hungry nation? And we've been asking Dr. Yemi Badru lots of questions. And this morning, he dropped a quote, and that is where we are going through right now. He said sometimes there are good intentions, but the timing may be very wrong. Dr. Yemi, with this statement, do you want to buttress your point a little bit more so that we understand where the statement is coming from? And don't forget, we are still talking about the increment in salary of the political office holders.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Why I said that at the beginning of this of my speech this morning is that everybody, every wage, awardee wants an increment in their wage. Yes. So that's why I said that the intention of revenue mobilization, fiscal and allocation committee may be good. Their intention may be good, but the timing is wrong on the fact that people are wallowing in abject poverty, and one way or the other, the people may not be able to physically, speak, because not everybody have the guts to speak. Not everybody have the courage to come out and say that this is wrong, because we have politicized everything to the extent that we don't even know the differences between our rights in law, you understand?
Yes.
And our constitutional duties as citizens. Now, and one of our constitutional duties is even to speak up, to let government understand, you understand, our position per time. It's one of our constitutional duties. It's one of our constitutional rights. We have freedom of expression. Check chapter 34 of the Constitution. Chapter 4 of the Constitution, sorry. You see in chapter 4 of the Constitution, part of our right is freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You understand? We have it. Now, so what I'm saying is that the intention of RMAFC may be good, because they don't want the political office holders to feel neglected as well. That the salary signed for them since 2008 is still the same salary they are still earning. But you know, I said something the other time, that salary signed for them then, is it justifiable under the economic realities of that time? And why was it so high and exorbitant
in 2008?
Yeah, exactly, and that of a common public servant then. Why will theirs be paid in millions, in hundreds of thousands? Why the ones of civil servants are paid in lesser thousands, 30,000 naira? Now, what the government was considering then, and why they said it can't exceed 30,000 naira then, was because of the cost of the country, was because of the economic reality then. That's what the argument of government was for civil servants then. Why was it not the argument for politicians and judicial officers? Now, let me say this morning. Even as we are complaining of economic hardship, hunger in the country, do you know that most politicians are not feeling it? Most of them don't treat themselves in the country. Most of them live flamboyantly, live as if nothing concerns them. The governor had a relative of governor had his wedding of recent in Miami, in outside Nigeria. You know, do you know how dollars were rained there? Now we should understand the fact that the intention, like I said, of RMAFC may be right, wanting to take it further, because of course they are, some of them too, they want to satisfy the current political office holders. You understand?
Yes.
They want to please them, because one thing I've seen in this country these days is eye service. You understand? If I know you, or if you have appointed me in an office, I want to do something that will make you feel appreciated. You understand? To make you feel loved,
so that you'll be proud of me.
Exactly, so that you will be able to give me a better position tomorrow. Because they say one good thing deserve
another. Yes.
Now, so I want to do everything. In fact, if I hear that somebody is giving you issues, to let them that even if I hear that somebody has taken you to court, you understand, that person automatically become my enemy. You understand?
Yes.
But when you have not even sent me to fight the person, I may even fight the person. If something happened in one organization, someone went to press for justice over his matter. On getting to the court, you understand, he got justice against that organization of government. And the next thing they did was to release his posting. From Lagos to Kebbi State. You understand? And when he found out, I just came back from a long journey from a posting for 5 years, because the person was assaulted, beaten in the office, bled, injured, and is still seriously under deteriorating medical condition. Instead of them to take the person to hospital, they abandon the person to his fate. You understand? Now, by the time the person now went to court and said, okay, please protect my rights. You understand? Please ensure that the person who assaulted me is brought to justice. They said no, that he has taken the matter out of the office. He has blown the public. He has given official information to the public. Now, if the court report to, you understand? They post the person out, deny the person access to medical care, and they posted him to a place where they are receiving.
That is serious. As punishment for speaking up. Constitutional rights.
When RMA RMAFC, you understand?
Yes.
Suggesting that one may say, well, it may be a good intention if it is just performing their statutory duty, but it will also be viewed as if they want to please their political master. You understand?
Yes.
But whichever dies, they are taking this decision. They must realize the fact that the current economic situation of the country, the welfare of the people, the cost of government, and every economic reason negate the timing.
All right, Doctor. In 1981, the down of minimum wage, and that is 125 naira per month. And in 1991, that is a decade later, we have 250 naira per month. And in 2011, a new era, we have 18,900 naira per month. And with your word, 2008, the president is receiving 1.5 million naira, and the ministers are receiving around 1 million naira, which the civil servants are receiving 18,900 naira. And then after then, we have the bat of the 30,000 naira minimum wages. Yes, we have the bat of the 30,000 minimum wages in 2019, and now we have 70,000 naira. But Dr. Yemi, I want to draw you back to the word of the labor that says that allege that political salaries are not the real issue, but the hidden allowances and the pack running into billions of naira. Now, I want to ask, shouldn't the government publish the full salary and the allowance breakdown of political office holders for the masses to see, so that every members of the community they are representing will know their take home and how much is coming to their community from the federal government as allocation?
Yes, sir. The government have a duty to people called duty of accountability. Now, we sent them there to represent us.
Yes.
They are our representatives and should account back to us. And let me tell you this. They are there on our behalf, and because they are there on our behalf, we are their subjects.
We are their subjects.
And because we are their subjects, we have a right to demand for their take-homes. And they have a right to tell us everything, breakdown of everything. Now, even under the Freedom of Information Act, they have a duty to make available to us what each of them earns. Because if that of civil servants is well known, is well published, and what is good for the good for the good is also good for Ganga. Now, if that of civil servants, let me tell you, if they approve anything today, it flies. You see, this is what legislation will take. This is what all the allowances, everything is in table form. Why are they not in tabular form if they are sincere to us in leadership? Because that too should be known. What my representative is earning should be known. That is where I can boldly demand for accountability. Now, if you are paying somebody constituency allowance for my constituency, and I am in that constituency, I don't know how much he has been given for constituency allowance, how will I demand for accountability? How will I demand for performance in that area?
Okay.
So when we are put on notice of how much the politicians or our leaders are earning, on the purposes for which they are earning that amount, we will be able to expose their inadequacies, ineffectiveness to the government and to relevant government agencies, so that they can probe them or ask them questions regarding the monies which they have collected on our behalf. Their own personal money, I don't have issue with it. Whatever comes as a benefit accruable to that office is none of my business. But there are some monies, hidden monies, that are given to them for constituencies development. They should account for this. And if what they are earning is made known to the public, then they will checkmate themselves. They will do things with wisdom. They will be able to know whether what they are earning, whether the lifestyle they are living match what they are earning. Or whether their lifestyle fits into their earning or not.
All right, Dr. Yemi, in 2 minutes, I want to hear your own opinion concerning this. The current revenue sharing formula gives the federal government 52.68%, state 26.72%, and local government 20.60%. Do you think this centralization of fund fuels corruption and greed at the top, or do you think that because they felt their salary is they are supposed to have increased their salary, that is one of the things that warrant some of the fraud we see in some political offices?
Well, in answering your question, sir, I want to say that the current form of government which we are using, you understand?
Yes.
Easily encourage. We easily encourage corruption.
How?
Let me say this. The power is too much at the center.
Okay.
We don't need that kind of government here. With central government, again, you understand? Well, I think what we need to go back to is a regional government. Now, power should be given more to the states. You understand?
Yes.
Now, let me tell you this. I am only saying my opinion. You understand? I have come to discover that states nowadays are performing so much. See federal roles in states. If the power to maintain the federal roles in states have been given to the states, most of those roads, federal roads in our state, will have quickly attended to, will have been quickly fixed or constructed. Now, but the issue is that, for instance, let me take this. Travel from Ibadan through Ife to Ilesha to Akure, you will wish you had not applied that road.
They've tagged the road death trap.
Exactly. But see, if as bad as that road is, that one is still not as worse as Ilesha through Ado to Kaba. No. People are now abandoning that road. Go through Ifon Kaba road. Thank God government is now, reconstructing it.
Yes, they've started reconstructing that part.
Ibilo Okakoko road is completely abandoned now because there is every tendency that if anybody pass through that place, the person will be kidnapped. You remember that a judge of the Court of Appeal was kidnapped on that road at the Ibilo side. Now, the road, that is the road that runs through Okene, that runs through, you understand? The road is abandoned. Now, from Okene to Lokaba, you can't even pinpoint a particular, go to Abuja road. That's what I'm driving at is that if these roads, if these powers were given to the states, you understand? Because most states will, I don't really that during the leadership of one governor in my state, eventually into repairing some of the federal roads. They pay the state back, but not in its time. So that's why many of them don't want to put their hand in federal. See Abeokuta, if for Papa Alantoro Road, down to Sango Water and the like, you understand?
Yes.
If it was a state road, that road will have been managed well. I trust under the leadership of Amosu then, he will have done it. You understand? See Papa to Ilaro Road. There is even a road that Ewekoro, you understand?
Yes.
That road is completely abandoned. Those are good roads that are very short. You understand? So what I'm saying is that powers should be reduced.
All right, Doctor. We have very little time to leave the studio now, but finally, do you believe Nigeria's political class has lost touch with reality, and what reforms are truly needed to close the gap between the government and the governed? We have just 1 minute to answer that.
I strongly believe that, sir, that they have lost touch with reality, with current reality. Because if they are in touch with the economic realities, fear as people oriented programs. You understand?
Yes.
And not self-centered policies.
All right.
And not self-satisfactory policies.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Yemi Badru. It's a pleasure having you on Masses Assembly this morning.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, thank you so much. And that is the voice of Dr. Yemi Badru joining us remotely to talk about Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission has hinted at plans to renew the salary of political office holders in Nigeria, and describing current earning as inadequate, unrealistic and outdated in the face of rising responsibilities and economic challenges. And that is going to be the size we can take this morning. We've heard about politicians asking for more while the people cry for survival. The law may empower the commission to review salaries, but moralities demand that leaders first review the pain of the people, because governance is not about the comfort of the few but the welfare of the many, as section 14 subsection 2b of our constitution declares. The security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Until that is fulfilled, every other conversation remains hollow. I am Bidemi Moses, the senator of the masses, reminding you power belongs to the people and the people's voice must never be silenced. You have to ask the question, the hard question, because democracy will surely die in silence.